I would never trust a man enough if he told me that I could just stay home and not work and not have to do anything for this very reason. A lot of the time, when men are offering, especially when they met you, when you both have been working, and then all of a sudden they decide, oh, you don't have to work, it's not that big of a deal, you can relax. In my head, I'm always gonna think, what the fuck are you up to? What the fuck are you trying to do? What trick do you have up your sleeve? Because men don't really care about the leisure of a woman in most cases. Men don't get any gratification, most of them don't get any gratification seeing a woman or seeing their woman relax and chill out. Like, men are out here getting pissed off because women drop their laundry off, or women have a cleaner that comes cleaning up the house, or women get a meal delivery service. Like, a lot of men get pissed off over the fact that women make and do things to make their life easier, and they don't mind outsourcing things to make their lives easier. And so there's more men like that than there are men that are sitting here like trying to make it seem as if, oh, I want to make your life easier, I just want you to be able to relax. There's always something that is more sinister behind that gesture when they're trying to make it come off as if they're doing you a favor, right? They're trying to make it seem as if, oh, you don't need to go to work, you don't need to do anything. A lot of the time, men are offering that under the guise to be able to financially abuse a woman. Like, that is what that's what happened with Cassie when it came with P. Diddy. Like, essentially robbing her from being able to like do any type of like job with like modeling. He had her music career on ice. That way she would have to be reliant on him to be able to have the apartment that she lived in. And so the thing about it is that a lot of women just stop at provision, and that's the reason why they painted this picture of men being a provider and a protector. Men were only providers and protectors when women had no rights. Men are not going to provide for a woman when she can provide for herself. And when he does decide to provide for a woman, it's going simply to be in exchange for him being allowed to do anything that he wants. Like, a lot of the men on my 50-50 video, they were telling on themselves, oh, well, if I provide 100%, does that mean that I get to cheat on you? Does that mean that I get to do whatever I want? Does that mean that you have to do every single thing that I say because I'm providing 100% of everything? So they're doing this with the transaction in their mind of, I get to pay for you. I get to own you then because I am responsible for everything. So as soon as I start taking care of you, you now think in regards to how I tell you how to think. You now have all of your actions tied to what it is that I am telling you to do, essentially. And there are so many women that forget that part. They just leave it at provision, and then what happens is that 20 years down the line, you now have 2, 3 kids. Your husband is now cheating on you with his, young secretary. And then now you have to go back to the drawing board and you have to figure out what you're going to do financially, because now you can't leave. I would say probably like 90% of the time, men being providers, it's under the guise of this. This is why a woman should never, ever, ever stop working. Never. This is also why men get so insulted when they hear women having a secret bank account. Well, why do you need a bank account if I'm taking care of everything? Because they're not worthy of being trusted. They're not worthy to have you rely on them 100% and put all your faith into them to actually believe that this man still has your back even if something goes wrong. Even if he decides that he wants to walk away and just decide to not leave you for dead, because a lot of the time that's what these men are doing. Once they don't want to provide for you anymore, they're not going to try to make things easier for you after the divorce is final or after the relationship has ended. No, they're going to leave you for dead and have you figure it out on your own, because they kind of look at it as, you know what, I provided for you until I didn't need to anymore. And now that I'm not providing for you, you're no longer my responsibility. There are so many women that I know personally that have fallen into this trap of provision, and it's so sad to see. I'd rather be called masculine and still have my livelihood than to be called feminine and then just be left for dead.